What a wonderful day. This is a day that God has made for us. And if you would just turn around and look at all your friends and family that are here today. And in the spirit of love, and on behalf of Emily and Andy, I welcome you on this beautiful occasion. It is my honor to be here with them as all of us gather to witness their marriage, to surround them with our support, with our prayers, our love, and to be a part of their joy. Today, you are making public your decision that you want to be married and walk the road of life together. May this day and all the celebrations of this day be filled with God's abundant blessing for you and for all of us that are gathered here. I would invite their parents to please come forward.
Gracious God, bless our children as they stand before us today, ready to take a step that will change their lives forever. May the individual strengths of each one join so that they may grow together in a strong marriage.
I'll try to do a little better. I'm going to try it again. Endow them with the courage to meet the challenges that will be inevitably be theirs in the coming years. Bless them with the wisdom that sees beyond individual desires to the good of their relationship.
Provide for their material needs, that they may always have something to share with others. Grant them patience, compassion, and understanding to deal with the disagreements that come along the way.
May they find contentment at any given time in their marriage by accepting themselves and each other just as they are. Give them health and strength to fulfill their hopes and dreams for the future. May the joy and love they feel today ripen and mature as they work together down this new road they have chosen.
The little things are the big things. It is never being too old to hold hands. It is remembering to say, I love you, at least once a day. It is never going to sleep angry. Ooh, that's a hard one. It is at no time taking the other for granted. The courtship should not end with the honeymoon. It should continue through all of your years together. It is having a mutual sense of values and common objectives. It is standing together, facing the world. It is forming a circle of love that gathers the whole family in. It is doing things for each other, not in the attitude of duty or sacrifice, but in the spirit of joy. It is speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It is not expecting the husband to wear a halo or the wife to have wings of an angel. Choke, choke. It is not looking for perfection in each other. It is cultivating flexibility, patience, understanding, and a sense of humor. It is having the capacity to forgive and forget. It is giving each other an atmosphere in which each can grow. It is finding room for the things of the Spirit. It is a common search for the good and the beautiful. It is establishing a relationship in which the independence is equal, dependence is mutual, and obligation is reciprocal. It is not only marrying the right partner, it is being the right partner. That is the art of marriage. God bless you guys.
Marriage is about uncommon integrity. It's about faith. It's about courage and also gentleness. Andy, the woman who stands by your side, your friend and your love, is about to become your wife. Do you accept this responsibility for as long as you live? Emily, the man who stands beside you, your friend and your love, is about to become your husband. Do you accept this responsibility for as long as you live? I would just say that the readings, the poems, the vows, Andy and Emily have spent long hours thinking about what they wanted to say. So we share a reading with you now. Congratulations. Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away.
You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose.
With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you are too smart to go down any not-so-good street.
Oh, the places you'll go. You'll be on your way up. You'll be seeing great sights. You'll join the high flyers who soar to high heights.
You won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole gang and soon you'll take the lead. Wherever you will fly, you'll be the best of the best. Wherever you go, you will top all the rest.
Except when you don't, because sometimes you won't.
You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go.
So be sure when you step with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act.
And will you succeed? Yes, you will, indeed. 98.75% guaranteed.
You guys will move mountains. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way.
My reflections. First of all, I just want to say it's a privilege to be your friends, to be friends with you, that is. And over the past several months, I have enjoyed my visits to your home, the excited greetings from Lulu, your hospitality, and the delicious dinners that you have shared with me, and with Jim too. The invitation that you extended to me to walk with you has been, and to plan for this day in your marriage has been a blessing. Each reading you selected and the vow you thought about reflects your love and the dreams that you share for this day, but more importantly, for your marriage. Your sincerity in planning for this day, your respect for each other and your family and friends, it was apparent. And you made it fun, sometimes lightening the stress for each other. But you did that. I'm grateful to be a part of Emily's church family. We are called Community Christian Church, but often we are referred to as CCC. A few years ago, I was at a wedding, and a friend of mine offered words to a couple about what he thought contributed to a successful marriage. How fitting for us today, because he called his advice the CCC. I listened to him that day with great interest because he was a part of a long and loving marriage that I had great respect for. And his wisdom spoke to me about my learnings about marriage. His list, CCC, commitment, compromise, and celebration. I share these words with you today because they speak to me about marriage, and they speak to me about what you two have expressed that you want for your life together. So the first of my friends' reflection, commitment. Every day, renew the commitment to make your marriage strong. And remember, for relationships to grow, we need commitment. Compromise. Learn the art of compromise, trusting that there can be a middle ground, and that in the midst you can be open to learn from each other. That's a struggle for us all. And lastly is to celebrate. Make celebrating with each other a part of your life. Enjoy your successes and your growth, and have fun. Laugh and play together. I pray that the CCC may be part of your marriage. Also, I would encourage you to learn from those who have journeyed through marriage with a kind of integrity that you respect. Watch for that. As you share this day with all of us that are gathered here, I would just ask you to remember that this circle of love that's gathered here and that will celebrate this day with you, we will be here for you after today. So look to that love and that circle of care. And it is my prayer that you live in marriage knowing that the Spirit of God always surrounds you and enfolds you. Blessings, my dear friends.
I, Emily, take you, Andy, to be my husband, my partner in life, and my one true love. I will cherish our union and love you more each day than I did the day before. I will trust you and respect you, laugh with you and cry with you, loving you faithfully through good times and bad, regardless of the obstacles we may face together. I give you my hand, my heart, and my love from this day forward, and for as long as we both shall live.
I, Andy, take you, Emily, to be my wife, my partner in life, and my one true love. I will cherish our union and love you more each day than the day I did before. I will trust you and respect you, laugh with you and cry with you, loving you faithfully through good times and bad, regardless of the obstacles we face together. I give you my hand, my heart, and my love from this day forward for as long as we both shall live. Emily, I give you this ring as a symbol of my commitment to love, honor, and respect you.
Andy, I give you this ring.
Andy, I give you this ring as a symbol of my commitment to love, honor, and respect you.
Andy and Emily, it is our blessing for you that the mornings bring joy and your evenings bring peace. May your troubles grow few as your blessings increase. Be no worse than the happiest day of your past. May your hands be forever clasped in friendship and your hearts joined forever in love. Your lives are very special. God has touched you in many ways. May God's blessing rest upon you and fill all your coming days. Amen. And you can give each other a kiss if you want to. Friends, it is my privilege to introduce Mr. and Mrs. Freedman.
Jeannie and I would like to welcome everyone here tonight to help Emily and Andy celebrate the beginning of married life together. Especially those of you who have traveled a long distance, thank you so much for coming and helping be a part of this celebration. I wanted to say a few words this evening, but figuring out what to say was a little challenging. Emily gave strict instructions to her sister not to share any embarrassing stories. And if you know Emily very well, you know that she would not approve of a lot of sentimental comments either. So tonight, one last opportunity, I thought I would share a few thoughts and some words of advice based upon some quotes from the author Theodore Geisel, also known as Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss said, "We are all a little weird, and life's a little weird. And when you find someone whose weirdness is compatible with ours, we join up and fall in mutual weirdness and call it love." Emily and Andy make a great couple. They complement each other so well in so many ways. For example, between the two of them, Andy is definitely the romantic. If you have any doubts, ask him sometime about how he chose to propose to Emily. It's a long, sentimental story that even makes me cry, so ask him. Emily, as I mentioned before, dislikes expressions of mushy sentiment unless they come from Andy. Therefore, my first word of advice is appreciate. Marriage is about two people forming a single life together, but still maintaining that unique part of them that made them who they are, the parts that attracted them to each other in the first place. As they grow together as a couple, continue to appreciate each other. Emily and Andy, appreciate each other and all the unique things that make you who you are. Emily and Andy, you are married today, but marriage is not a destination, it's a journey. Apparently, we both like this quote from Dr. Seuss. So be sure when you step with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98.75% guaranteed. So my second word of advice is enjoy. You have just begun the adventure of that journey called marriage, but life can get very busy. Take time to enjoy each day and each step that you take together on that journey. So, Emily and Andy, as you begin your journey as a married couple, I'll offer you one final quote from Dr. Seuss. You know you're in love when you can't fall asleep because reality is finally better than your dreams. It's now my pleasure to propose a toast to the bride and groom, to Emily and Andy.
How's everybody doing tonight? I'm so happy to be up here right now in front of everyone. Thank you for coming out. We have the Canes, the Strongs, the Freedmans, the Ferraras. We have all the RIT alumni right here. All the friends and family, thank you for coming out. I'm so happy to be here. And Emily, you look beautiful tonight. You look stunning. You look gorgeous. I'm proud to consider you my sister now. But the reason why I'm up here trying not to make too much of a fool of myself is this guy right here. My brother! Owen, in case you're concerned or worried, the speech is going to be just like Andy. Short and not that funny. But in all honesty... But in all honesty, brother, you're my favorite brother. You're my only brother. I love you with all my heart. And I'm so proud that you found someone that you truly love. And I pray that you both grow to love each other as much as you do on this day. And so I'd like to cheers, everybody. Salute!
So for those of you that don't know me or can't tell by looking at us, I'm Emily's older sister. And I should warn you that one of my first thoughts when she got engaged was, oh crap, I'm going to have to give a speech. So, however, I've really enjoyed holding the threat of embarrassing stories over your head for the past year. So for months now, I've been trying to figure out how on earth I could possibly sum up the 27 years that Emily's been my sister. And since embarrassing stories like the time she forgot to pack underwear for family camp and had to go to the Dollar General and buy really hideous undies are banned, I had to choose another route. Yeah, got that? I tried to decide what is the one thing that's really our thing, and I'm pretty sure it's our weird obsession with sleepovers. So it all started when we were kids, and the three of us used to either sleep in each other's bedrooms or in the basement when it was really hot. We always liked these sleepovers because we got to stay up later than usual and always made grand plans to set the alarm on Adam's watch for 2 a.m. so we could get back up and play video games or something equally as exciting. Needless to say, that alarm would go off, these two wouldn't move. I'd have to get up, turn it off, and we'd all go back to sleep. As we got older, Adam got too cool for our sleepovers and instead went to much cooler sleepovers with other middle school boys making weird movies. So, Adam, Eric Lee, Mark Peters. So, Emily and I were left on our own. As time went by, our sleepovers changed to Geneseo, where Emily impressed my friends with her belching abilities. That's not embarrassing. And sleepovers at Damon, where I could never believe that on a Friday night there were study groups at 11 o'clock at night. Then there were also the sleepovers necessitated by emergencies, like when Emily had reached stress overload or had boy troubles, never with Andy. Or when one of my best friends passed away and Emily showed up with her bags and didn't leave my side. In more recent In more recent years, our obsession continues, but now we use the excuse of when Andy has to work really weird hours at Gannett or when Jason has to travel for work. And on one such occasion, it was Halloween, so Emily came over to spend the night, and Adam and Kim came to hang out. We didn't really watch anything spooky, but after they left and Emily and I went to go to bed, Emily made me shut every bedroom door on the second floor. As I'm shutting the last bedroom door, we hear this noise like something moving. So we have both, of course, jumped, possibly squealed, and argued over who had to investigate. So as I opened the door to check, the noise happened again. Emily ran off, and I began to get suspicious. So I went into the bathroom to look out the window, but somehow Emily didn't realize I was moving the curtain and thought something else moved the curtain. And then that was it. She screams bloody murder and starts sobbing. At which point, I stormed down the stairs, out onto the porch, and screamed into the darkness, "Adam Strong, you better get in here right now, your sister is sobbing." To which I overheard Kim say, "I told you this was a bad idea." Fortunately, most of our sleepovers consist of movies, junk food, wine, and talking about everything imaginable. And that's how I knew Andy was the one for Emily. The way she talked about him, it was clear this was different. When Andy was still claiming they were just hanging out, but our friends would slip and call him Emily's boyfriend, the panicked look on her face told me she really wanted this to work out. And it has. Through the challenges of finishing college degrees, starting jobs, changing jobs, buying a house, and buying a dog that turned out to be a lot more work than either of them imagined, they are here today. Two people who could not be more perfect together. And Andy even deals with sleepovers when he isn't away at work. So let's raise our glasses in a toast to Emily and Andy.
I don't think I've had applause for a prayer before, but all right. Let's pray together, okay? God, thank you for the love that you've poured onto and among us today. We are grateful for family that has traveled here to be with us. We are grateful for friends that are as near and dear as family. We are especially, though, grateful for the new family unit that started today, Emily and Andy's. And God, for the food that we're about to consume, we are grateful for those that have planted and harvested and prepared and will serve us. We are grateful for that as well. And for each one, we ask for your blessing. Amen.